What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm gonna be showing you how to make Granny Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 1, and if you want a full tour, first off, it should be linked at the top because I won't be showing the whole thing. I'll just be showing what we're doing in this part. But we're getting this floor done here, the sewer, and also the basement above it, and then we'll be laying out the floor above that. So a good bit of progress in part 1. I won't show the floor above since it is just layout, and I'll save that for the next part. But again, full tour should be linked in the description and should also have been in the top right corner, I think is where it shows up. I forget. Anyway, yeah, that's enough rambling. So that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Yeah, you can still read it over there, actually, in the distance. Alrighty, so the spacing of this is a 34 by 40. Now, as was the same with Granny 1, we're going to start from the bottom floor, which is the sewer, and we're going to work our way up just floor by floor. Now, if you want the main floor of the house to be at ground level, aka the front door, which is actually a warp door, but I just use dark oak because I can. We're going to be starting on top of the ground here. Basically, this would be the moss in the sewer, which is the sewer floor, basically. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks below it. This would be the ground level here, this 10th up. So you see this is iron number 10. And then this is under the impression that the door is a block higher than that because of like front porch or whatever. But I don't know the outside, or if this house has an outside like Granny 1 did. So I don't know if it has that porch. So if you wanted the door to be flush, you would just pull that up another block or push yourself down another block, one of the two. But it doesn't particularly matter a ton because I would probably recommend terraforming the ground around it. But if you're in a situation where you want the, I just lost my train of thought, where you want like the house on a flat world that you're making above and then you just can bring it below, then that works. Anyway, this fishing was, say, 34 by 40 if I didn't say that already, which I think I did. And the materials we're needing to start off now are diorite, moss blocks, andesite, diorite stairs. Hold on, I'm struggling. Okay. Yeah, I'm still struggling, actually. Diorite slabs. Spruce fence. Dark oak fence. Nether brick fence. And spruce trap doors. Starting from the front right hand corner of your 34 by 40 grid, cough if you minute, you want to start by counting back by 11. And then left by 8. And from this block, you're going to start by going backwards with 14 diorite. Just like so. And again, this is in line with the moss of the floor here, so yeah. You'll then go left with 2, then leave a gap of 4 extending over, place 3 diorite, extend forward by 3, then you're going to place an andesite for now. It'll end up having to get brought up, but we're just going to place it because, yeah. And then extend from there forward with 9 diorite. You'll then connect together here at the front, and that is your first room layout. We'll worry about the back pipe in a sec. Fill in the center with moss blocks for the floor, and I'll go in between the back row of diorite here with those 4. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Has to get this one started. Anything to avoid chapter 2, I guess. Not that that's probably a good thing, but not like this will take long anyway, so. You should have this. Then, for now, I would extend each diorite up by 4. You technically only need to do 3, but because of lighting in this build mattering, we're going to do 4. And yeah. I don't have a ton to say. But this house shouldn't be too bad. It's smaller than Granny 1, I think. Which I doubt it'll only be 4 parts. I mean, there's a chance. Like, if we had 1 floor per part, which would be 2 for the first, it'd be, it'd be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. But I don't know. I doubt it'll work that way. It'll probably be about the same. What you can do now is, at the left and the right walls, you want to place a row of upside down diorite stairs off the top row of diorite. Where you have the gap here on the left side, you actually want to place an upside down diorite slab. I thought there was still stair, but no, it's a slab. Like so. Again, mainly for lighting, you're going to place your diorite blocks on top of those stairs. Then go in with a row of blocks. And then place upside down slabs connecting them together from there in the center 4 rows. One quick thing that I should mention. Do not, place blocks on the top of these, because the floor above will, I think, cover most of it, if not all. Cool. The upside down diorite slabs we just placed, on either side you will just place a little row of 4 diorite to kind of cover up the gap on the one side and go over the hole on the other. With this side, how do I explain this betterly? You want to actually bring the diorite blocks out a row, like this. So just break the slabs and bring them out at the top. And then what you can do from there is take the upside down diorite stair against the wall and extend it in on either side with an upside down diorite slab. You'll then place upside down slabs below this back row of diorite blocks, which will kind of give you this for the current setup in the hole. You'll then place a row of diorite blocks behind those upside down slabs. And either end you'll bring down with an upside down diorite stair facing inward. It kind of gives you this shape. It's a little bit odd, but hopefully that was easy enough to follow. What we can do now is, I'm going to bring the diorite on these sides here, just like the bottom, 4 diorite, back a row either side of this hole, just by 1 for now. Then on the right side, I'm going to go back by 8, back diagonally right, and then right. On the left, I'm going to go back by what should be 12, I think. Yes, correct. Then back diagonally right by 2 and right by 5. And you should kind of line up at a point there. This part is fairly self-explanatory. Each diorite is brought up by 3. We'll fill in the moss, I think, immediately, actually, yeah. But the only thing that's weird is the way the stairs work, because they don't actually follow through the way you would think immediately. Yeah, wow, we might be able to finish 2 floors in this part. Hold up. Because we're already almost done this room, pretty much. Now, again, I would bring the moss blocks for the floor just around, and I'm going to stop in line with the very end. Here, this green will come and play on my grid later. It's just where the black on grid is. To seal this off. Like so. When you bring the diorite stairs along, on the right side, it'll just go along. And once you hit the end of this row, you'll stop. On the diagonal, you'll place a diorite block at the top. And then on the side, you'll just place a couple of upside down stairs. So it should look like that. The other side, which is the left for the 2 flat portions, you'll just place upside down diorite stairs going along like so. Then what you can actually do, because I forgot that I changed that and I didn't actually confirm it. You'll bring the diorite in this corner out by 2 blocks on either side. Like so. Just make sure you also replace the stairs if you already have them. Then in the very top corner, you'll place a diorite block there with an upside down stair off either side, kind of coming out like so. Apologies for that little mistake. I remembered I changed it, but I thought that I actually shaved the outside off so it was lined up, but I just didn't. So, there's that. You'll fill in the ceiling of this in with diorite blocks. Go over the stairs at the very least. Blocks, it doesn't matter technically, but yeah, I kind of know where the blocks and stairs are, so I will avoid the blocks, but it's up to you. You should have this. At the front of the hole here, it would be a block back on the walls, or I guess on the side walls here, but it's in line with the first, block of the arch. You'll place a row of 2 nether brick fence coming down from this stair this stair on the right, or left, sorry. I guess right would also work, but you'll bring it over with a row of dark oak fence, then a row of nether brick fence, and then another row of dark oak fence. Each should be 2 tall. You'll place spruce trap doors on the center too, like so. At the left side where you have this hole in the wall, you should have an andesite in the floor, which you'll extend up by 1. You'll then extend right by 3. Extend those 3 overhanging ones back a row, and then also all the way forward until they touch the wall. From this diorite block here, just behind the opening, you'll place 2 spruce fence extending right. And that should be all we can do. Well, not with the material set quite. Because at the left wall and right wall, obviously left wall is obstructed by this andesite platform, so we're just going to ignore those blocks. I really mean these back too, but off of these sides here, you'll just place diorite slabs extending in on the very bottom. Just to give it some shape, or more shape. Nice. It's such an odd, like, rounded shape. I struggle with this for a little bit, I'm not going to lie. You will need the spruce trapdoors again later, but I guess we can clear our inventory and get out the following. Stone stairs. Wow, we only need stone stairs for that. That's actually crazy. Black concrete. Water buckets. Composter. There's that spruce trapdoor. Barriers. I'll give you the command in a second if you don't know it. Vines. And you need a barrel, however... You have to do it with /set block. /fill won't work, or placing it normally won't work. You'll see why, because I did something a little bit janky there. Also for the barriers, it is /give add as barrier. But I'll give you the command for the barrel, so don't worry about it. First thing we're going to do is head all the way back and just cap off the end here with black concrete a block further over. You could keep going with this if you want. I realize there's an ending where you would go through here, but I didn't go that far as to check, so... like all the endings and stuff, because that would technically speaking be exterior. Anyway, at the front here, well, first off, actually, to the right of the andesite, the back andesite block here, you're going to extend 2 upside down stone stairs facing back. In front of them, you'll place stone stairs facing forward. In front of that, you'll place a set of stone stairs facing into each other, so on the left it faces right, and on the right it faces left. In front of that, a set of stairs facing back. And then in front of that, a set of stone stairs facing into each other again. The upside down stone stairs at the front, you want to waterlog. So just place water, like, as you're pointed directly at it. If I crouch... hold on, I'm curious now. Okay, no, that doesn't work that way. Cool. Oh, you can waterlog a composter. Okay, well, anyway. You're going to just fill in this entire, like, over the moss with water. The only thing... well, I guess 2 things. The diorite slabs on these sides, you want to make sure you waterlog. And you obviously want to go through the fences here, so you will waterlog the bottom row of fences. And then just keep going. And yeah. That looks quite good, I guess. I don't know. So, on the left side here, this front left corner, you want to be on the wall on this, like, diorite at eye level. You'll count back by 1 and place a spruce trap door open against the wall. This is, I think, the panel to open that, but I could be wrong. I didn't actually check. I'm just using an educated guess here. You'll then count back an additional 2 and place a composter off the andesite with a spruce trap door on top. Then count an additional 2, and you'll actually break this diorite stair. And it's advised you have an elytra here. Or alternatively, what you can do is you can, like, place a black concrete... well, I guess what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to use the elytra. So I'm going to elytra fly, and I'm going to, like, get into this block where the stair is missing. If you want, you can place a black concrete below and then just sit on it. But you want to do /set block. If I can type it right, Jesus. Tilde, tilde, tilde. Barrel. Then you'll do bracket. Open bit equals true. Then a comma. Then facing direction equals, and just kind of pick and choose. You'll probably have to try multiple times. I'll start with 0, close the bracket. And you want it so the, like, barrel... you'll know it. You'll know it when you get the right one. Trust me. But you want the barrel direction to face out. I knew that wasn't right because of the direction from the inside. I'm guessing... ah, it's 2. So yeah, it should give you that. And I'll show you the command again. That is what it is if you would like to copy it. And again, the 2 could be any number from 0 to 5. Cool. Just a little bit of a fun building trick. You can do that with other blocks as well. slash set block gives you almost any variant of any block in the game that you can fill with. Like, I could assume, I'm curious now, but I'm assuming you could do the same with the chest, right? Oh, no, you can't. Huh, interesting. But yeah, you can get a lot of variants, and so I would always, if you ever like want a specific thing, just check. But chest is apparently a no-go. Anyway, underneath this barrel, you'll place a barrier off the wall with a vine on it. One thing about that barrel, don't touch it. Just if you, I'll actually demonstrate. If you open it, it will close, and then you'll have to redo the command. So yeah, that is just one minor thing that you should be in mind. But yeah, that's literally this bottom room done. That was easy. I would stash your barrier somewhere safe and clear everything else and get out the following. Spruce slabs, spruce planks, oak wood, and pale oak door. That's all we'll need here. So we're going to start with just the floor and ceiling, and then we'll build the walls after. You'll see why I do it this way. It might not make sense at first, but trust me, it will. Off of this andesite, I'm going to go out with a spruce plank with a slab on top. From that slab, I'll go back with 2 planks. Up with a slab. Back with 2 planks. Up with a slab. Extend both the slab and the plank below it right by 2. I'm doing that for lighting, by the way, still. You'll then, from that end slab, extend forward with 2 planks. Up with a slab. Forward with 2 planks. Up with a slab. Then you'll go forward with 2 planks and left by 2. On this final spruce plank, I'll place a pale oak door. The handle should face towards the staircase we have, and it should be on the outside here. Like, yeah, on the edge of the block. And you see the handle again will face that way. Cool. Starting from the, I guess, actually above the doorway here, you want to do the same thing, but what you're going to end up doing is take the diorite block here, the one above this upside down slab, and you're going to place a plank off of it. Then an upside down slab, plank on top, plank towards you, then upside down slab, then plank up, and you want to just keep this going. So you'll place plank, upside down slab, and you'll notice here you're like 3 blocks height about in total. You can just tell because it obviously isn't 2 and it's more than 2.5. Then you'll extend it over by 2 and keep going up here, but you only want to go up twice. So you'll place the plank on top of this row of slabs, then extend it towards you 1, I guess forward, or probably right actually. Then you'll place an upside down slab, plank on top, and then you'll extend it just what should be right by 4. And then towards the door by 2, so it ends up over top of it. And that'll kind of give you this pathway. I know it's a little bit of a weird explanation. Basically, you can play with it, but you want it at the very end to be 2 blocks, and you want to make sure that if you run down the staircase, you don't bang your head. And I guess up it, but obviously that is kind of a given. Like, you could technically go here, but that just gets a little bit more clunky. Anyway, around the edges of this, you want to place oak wood facing sideways. These are very annoying to place. So I'm going to place them like off the die right here for this middle wall, and I'll literally just keep building off of whatever I can until I physically can't anymore, which I think will be 1 row higher. Actually, I won't even need to. Yeah, cool. And then you kind of want to just make sure that, again, the oak wood has that kind of side visible for at least where you can kind of control it. Realize not everywhere you can. Like, on this corner here, this will probably be upward facing, and you do want to bring it to the sides of the door as well. So, yeah. That's your walls. Oak wood. Try to, when you do this side, I know I just said I was going to build off whatever, but try to make it a little bit more precise, because you will end up having to probably destroy something if you go too far, just because of the podzol floor on the next area. I said podzol, very weird there. Almost like said it with an E, not an O. As in the second O. Guess I should specify when there's more than one. But anyway, yeah, it should kind of give you this staircase. Oh, that's not right. Should give you this kind of looking staircase. Cool. Fairly simple. The other thing you can use is this pale oak door ends up, I think, directly over the original, doesn't it? Yeah, it's directly over the original, like, area, but it's on this first row of diorite blocks. So, anyway. We're going to fill the podzol 1 block under the floor here because the walls are acacia wood. So get out the following. I just spoiled 2 materials. Podzol, acacia wood. That's not acacia. There we go. Oak planks, spruce doors, stripped oak wood, spruce trapdoors, spruce slabs, warp fence gate, and tripwire hook. You'll find as we get further, there's not a ton of details in a lot of these rooms, so it'll end up fairly easy. But you want to place a podzol directly under the door, or directly beyond the door, I guess, here. We're going to call the door the back wall here. So this particular podzol, you'll extend left by... It should be 6, however, it probably won't be. It'll be 3. So ignore that, the fact that it goes further, you'll see. Because, well, actually, we'll start with this now so I can explain it. On those 3 podzol, not the one over the door, because you want to be able to walk through the door, but on these 3, you'll place upward acacia wood and extend it an additional 2 to the left. That still doesn't end up being 6, but the 6th is the corner, and we don't need the corner there anyway, so it doesn't matter. But, yeah, anyway, you'll extend the podzol under the door to the right by 2. Then towards you by 4. Then to the right by 7. Then towards you by 10. And then you're actually going to go pretty much all the way left until you're 1 further than the acacia wood over there, which will be to here, and then you'll connect it back into the oak wood. Like so. That's not quite the layout, but we can start with that. So I'm going to place acacia wood upward facing on each podzol. Again, that isn't where the pale oak door is. There's a room in either corner. We have one of them marked out, but we don't have the other. Well, we have neither of them fully marked, I guess. We technically have 2 walls from each, but yeah. This should be your layout. We'll worry about doorways in a sec, but this back right, like, corner that's missing, you actually want to just square it off. So you'll take either podzol corner here and connect them at a point, and then you'll place upward facing acacia wood on top again. Room should be a 6 by 3, I believe. 4, 5, 6, yeah, by 3. Cool. The other room is the same size. So if you take the front left-hand corner here, you'll, I guess, place 4 podzol extending over, and then place an acacia wood on that 4th one. You'll then extend both that podzol and acacia wood back by 6. And then left by 3. Like so. Couple more areas we need to deal with. One is the staircase, though, so we're just going to mark the door for it and leave it be. In the front right-hand corner, you want to break the, not the corner acacia wood, but the one just behind you, which should be this one. You'll extend the acacia wood either side of it to the right by 3. And then connect them together at that end one there with a podzol and acacia wood. Just a little closet. On this same row of acacia wood that we just broke, you'll break the back one before this room is here, and we won't do anything with it, but you'll just have it. So your area should look like this. These 2 rooms are both 6 by 3s. And yeah, that should hopefully be everything. And as we build up, hopefully it'll become more clear. But, you know, I always doubt my instructions, but hopefully for most of you they are good. I realize some people do have issues at times, but I guess let me know in the comments. Anyway, you want to fill in the rest of your floor with podzol in line with our placeholder podzol, which we're never going to destroy. It's just going to stay there, but it is technically still placeholders. But yeah, I don't know why I'm always like weird with it, but I do feel like my instructions are, you know, easy enough. As long as I give you the numbers and stuff, you'll figure it out, I guess. Just with some areas, I don't exactly do it the most conventional way, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, you should have this. The 2 openings we made for the doorways on the right side don't actually have doors in them. The other 2 rooms, the 6 by 3s, the 3-block wall that would lead into... I guess that's 4 blocks, actually, but the short wall that would lead into the main area, you want to break... From the inside of the room, it would be the center acacia wood. It would end up being 1 off the side walls and 2 off the corners, like so. In either one from the main room itself, you'll have the spruce door with the handle facing right when you look at it. You'll then extend each acacia wood up by 2, and you'll go over top of the doorways with upward-facing acacia wood, which are all the one-block crevices. And that should hopefully lay out everything nicely. Cool. Yeah, okay, we'll be able to finish. We might actually be able to even start the next floor. So this is going to be a fast build. I always, like... Granny's weird to scope for me that way, because I always think of, like, one room per part. Because I'm so used to, like, Poppy playtime and them, but... I guess that's not the case, because it's not like we're texturing everything until our fingers are bleeding. So we do have that going for us, but... Anyway. Almost there. I'll get there one of these days. Placing them upward is so annoying. Anyway, you should end up with this. You'll fill up the ceiling over top of it with oak planks. I'm going to go a block up, and I'm just going to stay inside of the acacia wood at all times. Go over the, like, inner walls here, though, and also make sure you fill in the ceiling of this little closet, the 2-block closet. Not necessarily a huge ordeal, that'll get filled in anyway, but we just square it off because when we do the floors above, it'll be easier to already have most of it. I think we'll have to extend a little bit in most situations, or at least for this floor. I think the floor above this floor, which would be the second floor, because this is basement that we're building right now. I think the second floor lines up pretty much perfectly with the first, so... Like, it might overhang by a block somewhere, so we'll have to just fill on top of the walls, but even then, it's not anything crazy. Anyway, you should end up with this. Let's do the detailing we can. So we'll start with the stripped oak wood pillars. There are 2 of them. If you pretend like you just came from the sewer area and you just headed through this pale oak door, you'll have a spruce door to your left and one kind of in front of you and to the right. You'll head to that one in front of you and to the right, and then count left by 1 from it. You'll then count to the 4th puzzle out. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and place a stripped oak wood pillar there. You'll kind of do something similar. So you'll head to the back of the opposite little room, so this room here. And if you're behind the corner of acacia wood on this particular puzzle, you'll count left by 2 and back by 4. And place a stripped oak wood pillar here. You can kind of see where that is. It's in the middle of the room. It's almost evenly spaced on every wall. You see 4, 4, 4, and then it's 5 away from this room over here, of course, because it just one side had to be the bad one. On the back, like, wall of this room where you have the closet over here, you're going to, excluding the closet itself, you'll leave 2 blocks open on the left and right and place a row of spruce trapdoors open towards the front. The back will be probably shaded weird. I think they're fixing this in the next update. I don't know why they didn't just, you know, do it as a bug fix and put it in an update. But either way, that probably... No, I guess I wouldn't be out by now, actually. But either way, yeah, just ignore that. You'll extend these spruce trapdoors up with 2 additional rows that are also open the same way, which should go up to your ceiling. These are going to be annoying to place, but just, like, bear with me here. Cool. That is so odd. Anyway. Off the bottom row of spruce trapdoors, you'll place a row of upside-down spruce slabs off the front of it. In the top left, you'll crouch and place a warp fence gate coming off of it like so. It should be closed, and it should be, like, sticking off the trapdoor. Those are cameras. You'll see a couple of them dotted around. On the right wall, which is this one on the side of this room, you'll be on the 3rd acacia wood over, and you'll place a tripwire hook here. This is the... You'd put a valve on this, and it would open the gate on the front. I remember testing that, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't, like, an Easter egg or something. We'll head back in here in a minute, but there's one other thing we can actually do. So if you, not the room we're just dealing with, but the other room here, if you're familiar with Granny, or Granny 2, it's the room you don't spawn in of the 2, which is this one, just next to the pale oak door. You want to, at the very end here, you're going to break the puzzle in the center floor and replace it with a spruce trapdoor on the top half. Maybe advised to have a block under it, I actually don't, and it doesn't seem to affect anything, so... You'll crouch and place 2 spruce trapdoors on top of that open against the wall. And then above that have another spruce trapdoor just coming off of it. On the side puzzles here, you'll again crouch and place 2 spruce trapdoors open up against the inside of this, which will almost look like a little like coffin or casket or something. if you head into the corners and on the, not the like actual corner block, but one block back, you'll place a spruce door and you'll probably have to open it to get out of the corner and then close it again. But it'll give you this, and this is that spike trap that's here. I would have loved to figure out a way to add the spikes, but I'm not inclined enough to do that, so, you know. If you want to play with it, you can. Like, you could absolutely make this planks in the corner and then try to place, like, I don't even know, buttons off of it or something. See, I'd say pointed dripstone, but you can't place pointed dripstone sideways, so there goes my only good idea. Anyway, clear your inventory again and get out the following. Levers. Yeah, this is so nice. It's like one set of materials and you're done a room. A player head. Oak slabs. And that's legitimately all you need to finish this floor. Yeah. In this room on the, again, if you just like walked in and are looking at this absolute torture device, you want to turn to your left and on, not the corner acacia, actually on this first acacia wood, yeah, you'll place a lever. Just chilling there. I thought it was one over, but no, it's not. Anyway, you can leave that room and head into the other room, and this one's the most complicated room in the entire build. I'm just kidding. You want to place a row of upside down oak slabs at the back there. You'll then leave this room, and actually directly across from the door on this wall, you're going to place a player head facing into it. Fun thing with Bedrock, you can literally stand on this block, turn around so you're looking at that door there, and just place the player head at your feet. Generally, you can't, you know, like, I mean, levers you can, but like with a slab or a trap door or whatever, you just can't place it. You'd have to go up. But with a player head, you can just place it, or any sort of mob head, you can place it inside of yourself, which is a little odd, but, you know. In that closet in the back left, you'll place an upside down oak slab there at the end. That's 2 floors done, but we still have 10 minutes, so let's at least get like some layout stuff for the next floor done, and also the staircase, that would be important. You want to get out the following. Spruce stairs, spruce slabs, spruce planks, podzol, acacia wood, oak slabs, oak planks, spruce fence, and to start the layout, sponges. The weird wall materials are back. I used wet sponges in the first one. Now we're drying them off, which apparently Granny 2 is a prequel according to someone in my live stream chat. So that checks out. I was gonna say she got them wet, but that sounds weird. In this doorway here, you want to place a podzol coming out. To the right of it and up a block, you will place a spruce stair. You'll then go up diagonally out with a spruce slab. Out with a plank, which is still going along the wall here. Up diagonally out with a spruce stair. Up diagonally out with a spruce slab, and then out with a plank, which is still over. I don't know why I'm saying out. You'll place an oak plank here to connect in, and I'm also going to place a row to the right of the staircase, so just directly on top of the acacia wall there. Directly over the spruce stair here, the first one, you're going to place off of this oak plank an upside down oak slab, and then an oak plank here. I will extend this oak plank from the angle I'm looking to the left, but just along the staircase until you're next to... I'm actually just going to connect all the way. I don't really see the point in that. I'll also, to the side of this upside down oak slab, I'll place a plank there. Around the staircase in this podzol, you'll place upward facing acacia wood to just fill in the walls. Now, when you do this, I would actually go, like, make a flat wall here almost, and just for the lighting of the staircase, I think it makes more sense to almost entirely section this off and then just fill it in. It's not a huge necessarily thing to do that. You could just or case the underside of it with like planks or something, but I just blocked it all or boxed it off because I didn't really see the need in doing anything else. Anyway, around the staircase here on the right side, if you're like on the staircase, and on the back you'll place spruce fence, which should be there. The left side's a wall, so don't place it there. Although what you can place there is sponges, which are the length of the staircase, from this spruce plank to this spruce fence, which is on top of the upside down oak slab. It should be a row of 6. That sponge you will extend towards the, what should be the front of the grid, or front of, you know, just like towards the way the staircase is going, an additional 3. You'll then extend to the left by 7. Then back 1. Leave a gap of 1. And then place 6 sponges. Gap of 1. Sponge. Extend it right by 3. Then leave a gap of 3. I'll place an oak plank in the final one. And then right of that I'll have a sponge, which you should bring forward by 1 to connect it back into the row we had. Cool. We can lay out this floor. I don't really see why not. Like, we have the materials and everything. Well, not the materials, but we have the time before we're at 40 minutes. So clear your inventory and get out the following: oak planks, bee nests, stone, hay bales, light gray wool, smooth stone. I always forget that it's in decorative stone. I always have to think about it. And we're going to get back out sponges. So to start off going left of this room, you want to take the like front corner sponge here and extend it over with 4 bee nests. They should face not backwards, basically. I have them facing forward like this. You'll then leave a gap of 1, which I'll place an oak plank in the floor, and then place 2 more bee nests. Extend them back on the left and right by 1. So I'll have those face forward. Then I'll leave a gap of 1, and I'll place another bee nest here that faces backwards. And extend those on either side back by 2, with still ones facing back. I will bring the back bee nests in by 2, which I'll have the bee nests there face like outwards away from the center door here. And then again, those same corner bee nests I'll bring back by 2 again, and then extend this sponge left until you're at the final bee nest, which kind of gives you this. Basically, as you place the bee nests, you want to make sure that from all sides that are, you know, within these rooms, that you do not see the holes in them. And as you can see, I have done a good job at that myself. If you really care, like this wall, you could do like that, and then that, and then that, and then that. But that one doesn't really matter as much. I guess it depends on if you do the outside and if you don't double layer the walls. But with the block choices here, I would absolutely be double layering my walls. Anyway, to the left of this doorway, you're going to place a stone off either side of it. I'm going to extend this stone at the front here forward with... I'm going to get out a, like, red concrete here, and I'll place a red concrete. It doesn't need to be red, I'm just using red as a placeholder. You'll then extend that red over with alternating hay bales and stone, and you want in total 8 of them, starting with hay bale that faces sideways. So it looks like this. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It starts on a hay bale, ends with a stone. I'll then place a red concrete beyond that, and then extend back with an alternating 7 hay bales and stone, starting with hay bale again and also ending with 1. So you want the red lines to be visible, and they want to be going up and down. You'll then leave a gap of 1, which I'll place an oak plank in the floor, and then place a hay bale beyond that, still facing the same. Red concrete for the corner. And then I'll extend that right with alternating stone, or starting with stone and doing hay bales with 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll then end up coming forward here to the right side and bringing this stone back with alternating hay bales and stone until you're in line with that stone there. It'll be a hay bale. This won't line up properly when we do the over the top with the door, but I'll explain a couple things with that as to why later. But it's not a huge deal necessarily. You want to, beyond this hay bale, place a light gray wool. Extend it right by 1. Leave a gap of 1, and then actually get out chiseled bookshelf, and you'll chiseled bookshelves, and you'll place 2 facing backwards, like so. Then from there, you should go right with 7 light gray wool and end up in line with the end of this sponge row, like so. I will, from this point, take the opposite side of the door where we started with on the left here, which is going to be this stone, and I'll extend it back with 3 light gray wool. Gap of 1, which I'll place an oak plank in the floor. 3 light gray wool again. I'll then extend right by 2 from there. Gap of 1, so again, oak plank in the floor. And then you pretty much want light gray wool going all the way over and then connecting into that sponge there. I don't have the number. Actually, I can get it really quick. It should be 14 light gray wool going over. And you see that is correct, and then I'll extend it forward by, I believe, 5. Nope, 6. So close yet so far. The little gap next to the chiseled bookshelves you will place... Don't ask why, but on the left you'll place sponges, and on the right you'll place light gray wool. I don't know why, but it's how it is, so... Yeah, sometimes it's better to not question. The only other thing before we lay out the bathroom is I'm going to bring this row of sponges here, this little row of 4 just all the way left to kind of fill that area in. We then have one room left, which is this kind of back left corner, and that actually does pretty much just square off what we have. So I'm going to double layer the light gray wool and the hay bale and stone with a row of smooth stone, including the red concrete corner, like this. Then if you take the third smooth stone behind the opening, which is the doorway, you'll extend left by 6. And you should connect forward there, and that gives you your layout. Every room is an oak plank floor, except for that room we just laid out. That room is lodestone, so I'll get rid of the red concrete and get out lodestones. Yeah. And we'll start next part by filling up the walls. I don't think we should do that now. There's one thing we will do now, though, because I know I'll forget to mention it if I wait apart. But, yeah. So you see, again, this floor is lodestones, and it just kind of is where the smooth stone transitions in the wall. But everything else, you'll just bring the oak planks out however much you need. And, yeah. Now might also be a good time to check the sewer as we're kind of wrapping up here, and just make sure that that ends up working okay. And when I say that, I mean lighting wise. I think probably as we go further that the house should shadow it enough to where you won't really need to cover it, but I would still cover it anyway. Once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Granny Chapter 2 Part 1 complete. That was a lot of progress for Part 1, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot to say that one thing, but it's fine. I'll remember at the beginning of next part. Hopefully. I know I said I won't, but I swear I will. If I don't, it'll get done anyway. But yeah, thank you guys if you guys did enjoy this video. This very well might be a 4-part tutorial. I mean, you figure if we finish this floor, or finish the floor we're on in the next part along with the floor above, then we just have the area above. So that's or the floor above that one. So that's 3 parts right there. Like, this could very well be done that quickly. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.